Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tri-Cities. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the 2021 Vote for Business Candidate Forum, the only region-wide business-focused candidate forum in the Tri-Cities that's brought to you by the Tri-Cities Regional Chamber of Commerce. Now, this is a forum that you will be hearing from candidates that are running for Richland Position 2 at large. I'm Amanda Mason, an anchor here at KVU Local News, and I'm pleased to be with you. Don't forget, voting begins as ballots start appearing in mailboxes on October 13th, and you will continue through Election Day on Tuesday, November 2nd for voting. Thank you so much for joining us, and to learn more about candidates' thoughts and positions on issues that impact our local economy, especially our business and community. And now a message from the President and CEO of the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce, Lori Matson.
Thank you. I'd like to take a brief moment to thank the Chamber's Board of Directors and our Local Government Affairs Committee for their leadership in supporting the advocacy efforts of the Regional Chamber, and especially our sponsors, AYB Drafting, Cascade Natural Gas, and Hayden Homes. The Chamber supports positions that preserve and promote a positive business climate. As the foremost advocate and voice for business, the Chamber leads the region by advancing policies and positions that strengthen business and improve the local economy and quality of life. The 2021 Vote for Business Candidate Forum is designed to highlight how candidate positions integrate with local business priorities. And finally, a very special thank you to our local news partners for collaborating on this project. Your time, talent, and expertise are valued and truly appreciated. Now a word from one of our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Arthur with AYB Drafting. AYB is excited to sponsor the Vote for Business campaign. We understand that local elections are very important to the business community, and we're happy to support them. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for that. And also, it's a pleasure for KVU Local News to be supporting this effort to inform voters about the people who are running for public office. Now to the format, we need to discuss how this is going to look. Now, each candidate will have 1 minute for opening and closing statements. The candidates will be asked the same questions. Response time for each question is limited to 2 minutes. Time limit reminders will appear on screen at 10 seconds remaining, and then if necessary, when time is up. Since this is a forum rather than a debate, candidates will not have to be provided with a rebuttal time. And now it's time to get started here. We are introducing in alphabetical order our two candidates in the race for Richland Position 2 at large, incumbent Marianne Boring and challenger Theresa Richardson. Welcome, you two.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, and we appreciate both of you. So are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Ready. Awesome. All right. As mentioned, we will begin with opening statements in alphabetical order. So Mrs. Boring, we will begin with your opening statement. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. I bring to the council more than 30 years of land use planning, management, project development, and corporation ownership experience. At one time, I had over 10 employees working for me, so I am well-versed in running a business in the city, employment needs, employee needs, as well as my undying commitment to the city for making our city a better place to live, work, and play. I had spent 19 years on the Richland Board of Adjustment and 14 years on Planning Commission, both of those, the 14 years at the same time. So thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ms. Boring. And also, Theresa Richardson, you have 1 minute.
Hi, yes, thank you for allowing us this time. I've lived here over 30 years, and both of us, I believe, are just running for political office for the very first time. So not knowing quite what to do, I went out onto the streets and walked to now over 5,028 homes. I've learned so much along the way and feel even more connected to the people. I'm a retired 10-year CEO of Habitat for Humanity, and it's been a great experience to be involved with the community. And I just want to bring that professional background and collaborative leadership style to the council. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you so much for both of you. And let's move on to the question and answer portion of this forum. Now, coin toss just prior to this taping has determined that Marianne Boring, will answer the first question, and subsequent questions will be alternated. So, Marianne, here's your first question for both of you, starting with Ms. Marianne Boring. What can the City Council do in regards to tax and regulation that will promote our region as a smart place to do business?
That's a very good question. And I thoroughly believe that in order to raise taxes, I think all options need to be thoroughly explored and exhausted. Our belts need to be tightened to where they're bursting. But if there happens to be a shortfall where we cannot meet the needs and necessary essential services for the residents and our business community, then impact fees, assessments, and taxes will need to be increased. However, I believe they should only be increased by what is needed and not what is wanted. But I do believe we need to keep our taxes low. The city has a very low levy rate, and I'm proud of that. I want to keep that going and do whatever we need to do in order to make this a great place to live, work, and especially do business.
Thank you so much for that, Marianne. And Theresa Richardson?
Well, my thought also is similar to Marianne's in that increasing our business climate and investment into our area is really important before we raise tax rates. We do have a low levy rate. In fact, it went down here recently, but we have one of the highest tax rates in the country. Washington is ranked number 37 out of 50 states. So we really do want to keep our taxes low. One problem that I do see in our area that I would like to be involved with changing is that hearing that it is not easy to do business in Richland. And I think we need to examine that. Why is that our reputation out of the three cities in our area? And are we really centered on being that investor customer relationship, kind of like that Nordstrom's thought, encouraging people to have their stores here, encouraging people to expand their offices here? So that's something I'd want to examine on the City Council.
Thank you, Theresa. Thank you both. Now we're going to continue on with our second question, and that will be starting with Theresa Richardson as we're switching off. This second question: the current labor shortage impacts local businesses. As a City Council member, what can you do to foster, attract, and retain talent to build the next generation workforce? Theresa?
With that, I think it's important to collaborate or have a discussion with our schools and to have that relationship where we can examine what kinds of businesses are coming to our area and if there's a workforce to support that with the students coming through. It might be that we need to encourage more training opportunities and alternatives for kids as they're coming through the education process here. But another aspect that I think we need to examine in developing our workforce is that I was contacted by two major employers in our area, Lamb Weston and Battelle, who cannot find enough housing. They want to bring in people, but they're challenged in housing these people that are coming into the workforce. And so what I'd like to do is examine the process. Why is it that our permitting process is the way it is? Is there anything we can do to streamline it? Just what can we do to make this more efficient?
Theresa, Marianne?
Richland is unique in many ways, especially where Hanford is concerned. And we attract people from all talents and all different places to support our common goal. But Hanford alone should not be our priority and our only draw for professional talents and workforce to create a thriving community. We need to continue down the path to become less reliant on Hanford and support and promote opportunities for education, for healthcare, professional service, and business and economic opportunities for all socio and economic diversities. The implementation of smart growth and smart infrastructure, in my opinion, is the fundamental key to developing these opportunities for residents, for businesses, and for people, to attract more diversity to this community.
Thank you both. And also we go on to our third question. That is, as a City Council member, what specific investments by the city will you champion to encourage diversity of business, and economic growth in Richland? We start off with Marianne Boring.
First and foremost, I think the city needs to listen to the residents in the community, the stakeholders. I know that people will tell you that they are listening to you, but really there's evidence in words and thoughts, and just really a collaborative effort to really listen and implement some of those common goals and common themes that you keep hearing about in the city, to try to diversify, be open and welcoming, and just really inclusion of all types of businesses and socioeconomic persons.
Thank you, Marianne. Theresa?
Well, this is kind of an exciting question for me, in that I'm on the Economic Development Council, and to think about our growth and how to do that strategically and thoughtfully, I'm especially excited, such as with the small nuclear reactors being manufactured here. I think with our technical workforce and our history in our community, that we would welcome that kind of development. And that would be very exciting for us. The more we can do to bring in high-paying, qualified jobs that just increase our quality of life and base in our community, the better. And I have a history of working collaboratively with various corporate entities, and so I would like to be involved with that.
Thank you for your answers. And we are going to continue on to our fourth question. Again, we'll start with Theresa. Now, the My Tri 2030 Regional Vision Project is a community-driven effort to drive collaborative action. How do you see the cities collaborating, coming together to solve shared problems and advance regional initiatives?
This is really exciting. And I know that the Chamber has been working on this for many years, with the process of bringing in young leadership, getting them engaged, identifying problems, and coming up with a variety of exciting solutions. Working collaboratively to think of things kind of outside the box. We're connected cities in many ways, and so to listen to each other, to work together, is really important, because what is good for one is good for all of us. When we bring family and relatives into, friends into our area, to have exciting places to be able to take them to. And I don't want to see Richland left out of that process. It's important that Richland be represented there.
Thank you, Theresa, and we send it over to Marianne.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you and commend you for taking the time to reach out to the community, our stakeholders, to solicit their priorities and views on a shared vision for shaping our collective and collaborative future. It's these types of actions that speak louder than words, and provides an opportunity for cities and communities and counties to collectively work towards common goals for the benefit of all of our citizens and businesses. It's most important to me to let the residents and businesses to know that I'm not just listening to them, I'm hearing what they have to say. And this is how I will continue on City Council.
Thank you so much, both of you. And thank you. This closes the questions and answer period. We will end this forum with closing statements. Mrs. Boring opened, so we will begin closing statements with Mrs. Richardson. Ms. Richardson, you have 1 minute.
I care a lot about our community and our quality of life, and will work hard, as I have been in this campaign process and through my history of living here in Richland, to represent Richland residents and our business leadership in our community. I find it interesting, as I'm walking door to door, that people are asking if you're Republican or Democrat. This position is not partisan, but I am happy to be able to tell people that I am constitutionally conservative. And by that, I mean, it's a call for the government to be responsive to those who are being governed, and that the governed choose who is governing them. So I'd just like a chance to be at the table to discuss these opportunities and challenges for Richland, and appreciate this opportunity to share what I'm concerned about.
Thank you for that, Ms. Richardson. And now Ms. Boring.
To me, leadership is shelving personal ideas, listening to everybody, and representing all of Richland. During my many years serving on Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment, I learned to bridge divides and ensure that everybody has a seat at the table. And that's how I'll continue to lead while serving as your representative on City Council. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope I have earned your vote.
Thank you so much, you two, Theresa and Marianne. Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time, especially with the Tri-City Regional Chambers 2021 Candidate Forum, featuring candidates running again for Richland, position 2 at large. And as we begin the countdown to Election Day on November 2nd, please remind your friends in Richland to watch and share, and make sure to get out and vote. You can find this video and other candidate forum videos on Tri-City Regional Chamber website at www.tricityregionalchamber.com. Again, thank you so much to the Chamber, as well as KAPKV Local News, and the candidates and the sponsors. We would like to thank Cascade Natural Gas, AYB Drafting, and Hayden Homes. And a special thank you to all of you watching. Again, this is Amanda Mason with KAPKV Local News, reminding you to vote.